Hey YouTubers, Muskrat Jim here. Just enjoying this nice summer day. There's a raven that hangs around my place. He's not here all year, he's just here during the summers. Well, spring, summer, fall. He obviously migrates a little bit further south than us during the winter because I never hear him here. You might wonder, how I recognize this one raven. Well, anyway, he's got this peculiar call. It actually sounds like someone saying hello in kind of a funny voice. He goes, hello, hello, like that. And the first time I heard it, I was walking our dog, and that's gotta be at least 5 years ago, because we haven't had that dog for a number of years. And I was just walking the dog, and then all of a sudden I heard this sort of a distant hello, hello. And I thought to myself, who the heck is that? So I looked around. I couldn't see anybody. All I saw was this one raven sitting up in the tree. So I walked towards the tree, and sure enough, that raven was saying the hello, hello. So I told my wife about it, and anyway, she said that, well, she thought it was crazy. And then I was thinking about it some more, and I figured, well, ravens are scavengers, and so maybe it got into someone's garbage and swallowed a bone and then did something to its vocal cords or whatnot. And so, the following year I heard it again, so I knew it came back. And, the following year I heard it again, so I knew it was still alive. And just recently I was able to record it because it was in a tree in my backyard. And let's see, a couple of months back when I heard it, I looked in the tree, and there was just this one raven there, and so that was him, the old guy. And anyway, a little bit later, like right after he started saying hello, 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 I looked up, and then he started making a normal raven sound. So he's got the ability to do both, which I thought was kind of neat, because that means that he doesn't have any damage done to his vocal cords. So why he would say hello, hello is really beyond me. I really don't know. But the reason why I'm talking about this, besides the fact that it's a peculiar story, is that it has something to do with having fellowship with your natural surroundings. And what I mean by that, it's like if you've watched Native Survival, Mitchell from Native Survival. Anyway, he has a certain rapport with his natural surroundings. Like there's a spirit in all things. Spirits, well, the natives, the North American native community, historically, their spirituality has included the belief that there are spirits in trees, spirits in the water, spirits in a rock, and of course all the animals have their own spirits. And anyway, with Mitch, he's really, I want to say he's in tune with his surroundings. So, he'll talk to the trees and that sort of thing. A prime example of this is recently on the Alone show on the History Channel. Anyway, he was on the first night, I believe it was, first episode. He came up to, I think it was a cedar tree, and he talked to it and asked it if it would give him fire that evening. And anyway, sure enough, he was the first one to get fire going in that really, really wet environment of North Vancouver Island on the Pacific Northwest of Canada. Hey guys, Muskrat Jim here. I was just editing my video and I discovered that I had gone off on a tangent and lost my train of thought on what I was trying to say regarding Mitch and, you know, talking to the trees, that sort of thing. What I was trying to get at there was, if you have that kind of a relationship with your natural surroundings, then you're never really alone. And that can really help you in the long run. When you're, you know, stranded, or whether you're doing a TV show like The Alone Show. So because of that, I think that Mitch has a certain advantage over some of the other contestants on that show. So anyway, back to the video. Which brings me to the subject of this video. I wanted to talk about things that I've learned so far from that Alone Show. And so this may become a part 1, a part 2, a part 3, or whatever, as we progress through the season. Just the other night, they aired episode 3. And 2 of the guys that I know from YouTube, they both decided to bail because, well, Joe, he lost his ferro rod and couldn't find it again, so his only source of fire was gone. So he couldn't sterilize water, or he wouldn't have been able to cook meals, that sort of thing. And the other fellow was Wayne. He actually lives in the same province that I do here in Canada. And so I've known him for a number of years through Facebook and YouTube. Although we haven't actually met face to face yet, but we've talked about, you know, spending an overnighter together, fishing and camping and whatnot. So I am looking forward to that. The thing about Wayne is that he had bears chasing him, black bears. And getting back to what I learned on the Alone Show, one of the things I learned is that the black bears there, not only are they more aggressive than the black bears here in my home province, they're also freaking large. Like that one that was on the other side of the river from Joe in episode 2. Man, oh man, that was a big bear. I'd never seen black bears that size here. Like, I've had black bears actually come through my yard, and they're, you know, maybe up to 200 pounds. But that one that was in episode 2 that was across the river from Joe, I've never seen a black bear that size, ever. I don't know if it's because they're well fed with salmon, or whether genetically they might be a little bit different than the ones here on the East Coast. I don't know, but it was definitely a beast to be reckoned with. So again, the things that I learned was the black bears over there, they're not only are they aggressive and territorial, they're huge. And the other thing is the ferro rod. Now my ferro rod, I picked it up, it came with a small lanyard, and it was, well, it was, here it is here. The ferro rod itself is a normal color of ferro rod. It's got a plastic top, which is black, and the lanyard is also black. And after watching Joe lose his, and you know just how easy it is to lose something in the woods, I've decided to put a brightly colored lanyard on my ferro rod. And there it is with the temporary lanyard. Now the reason why I say temporary is because I don't have any brightly colored paracord. I just ordered some neon yellow and neon orange, or hunter orange, paracord off eBay, and that should be in a couple of weeks, I guess. I can't buy paracord in my town. That's how small my town is. You'd think, you know, being well, I don't want to say it's out in the sticks, but it's a small town, and I don't have to go very far to get out in the sticks. You know, a lot of my videos take place within walking distance of my home, or within hiking distance, you know. Anyway, yeah, so I'm going to be using brightly colored paracord lanyards on all of my smaller pieces of gear that I could possibly drop or misplace or whatever, because I just don't want to get into the situation where Joe found himself, you know, not being able to perform a necessary survival task when you need to. When I was, I don't know, 14 years old or something like that, I went out snowshoeing, and anyway, I had my sheath knife on my belt, and my hands were rather cold, and anyway, so what I did to warm up my hands, instead of sticking them in my armpits, which is what I really should have done, is I undid my belt and slipped my hands into my pants. Well, it didn't take very long for that sheath knife to work itself off my belt, and it got lost in the snow. And so, you know, stupid little mistakes like that, you know, they can happen anytime. Now, luckily, I didn't have to rely on my knife. I wasn't in a survival situation. But, you know, had I been in the middle of winter without a knife, it could have been serious. Like, I only had, I don't know, maybe an hour's trek to get home. So, you know, it wasn't like I was spending the night out there or anything, but, you know, without a knife in the winter, not being able to process any kind of firewood, you know, it could have been serious. Like I said, this may become a series of what I learned from the Alone show. You know, likelihood it will be, because we're only on episode 3 so far, and I've already learned 2 things. So stay tuned, and there'll definitely be more to come. This is Muskrat Jim, signing out. For more muskrat survival videos, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And visit muskratsurvival.com. You will find links to all my videos, blogs, favorite recipes, and an online store of Muskrat Survival branded products, such as caps, teas, and a whole lot more. Thanks for watching.